In the heart of change, where shadows dance, midlife women take a brave stance. From career shift to emptiness, facing challenges, they do their best. Health and wellness, mind and soul, seeking balance to make them whole. Empowered voices, they rise and shine. On this journey they define. Confused to focus with Lekeisha, guiding hearts through life's transition. From confusion to clarity, finding strength in unity, holistic wellness, personal growth. Together we rise, fulfilling all. In the glow of dawn, new paths unfurl. Every woman a radiant pearl. Holistic health and wellness goals, nurturing minds, bodies, and souls. Self-discovery in every stride, breaking barriers, no longer hide. Achieving dreams, they set their sights. With Lekeisha, they ignite them. Confused to focus with Lekeisha, guiding hearts through life's transition. From confusion to clarity, finding strength in unity, holistic wellness, personal growth. Together we rise, fulfilling all. From confusion to focus, we'll find our way. With Lekeisha's wisdom, we'll seize the day.
Welcome everyone to the Confused to Focus Toss with Lekeisha. This is where we go in deep dive and talking about conversations from being stuck to becoming unstuck. I'm so excited for you to be here with us today. Listen, we're going to have an amazing conversation today, family, and I have an amazing topic to share. You know, it's important for all of us to definitely dive into this conversation, family. So do me a favor, invite and share. Let someone else know that they need to be in here today, because this conversation we're going to have talking about something that we definitely need to connect with: money and what it means to all of us. Definitely as far as, you know, how we begin to utilize it. If it's something fun, if it's something that's not fun, we need to address this and have this conversation. And what better person to have this conversation with world-renowned expert, Tai Chi and yoga influencer, and amazing speaker beyond all things. His name is Michael Patterson, and we're going to have this conversation talking about money, how to unlearn some of the patterns from the past. You know, we have a lot of things that's with us that we really don't like, and we don't realize why we still continue to have them within our mindset today. We're going to have this conversation. So listen, go ahead, share, invite, and share, tell somebody and let them know to be in here, because we're going to have a deep dive conversation, authentic and transparent. You know how we do. I'm a midlife empowerment coach for a reason, and we are connected together, making sure that we all can win. So, family, I'm so excited for us to get into it today. We're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go. Hello, Mike. How are you today?
Good evening, Miss Lekeisha. How are you? I'm fine.
Great. I'm fine. I'm really feeling good about this conversation that we're getting ready to have. I feel like this is something that we all need to really come abreast of, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. So listen, you are not new to this stage on the Confused to Focus Talks with Lekeisha, but do me a favor. Let us know a little bit about yourself because you know it's a lot of new people out there that want to get into it with you. We are live on Instagram, on all types of social media. We're on Twitter, on Facebook. They want to know who you are. So please let us know a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I am Michael Patterson. I am a life coach. I am a family caregiver specialist. I am a dementia practitioner. I'm a Tai Chi practitioner as well. Um, so have a vast amount of tools throughout the years with my career. Um, Started as a track and field athlete at North Carolina Central University, Eagle Pride. Um, and then from there, just kind of went through the career path of a wellness professional. Started as a personal trainer to group fitness to health coach to life coach, and now working again with families in the aging world and those with dementia, as well as Tai Chi. But my primary career path is life coaching with a emphasis on self-care.
Woo, I love it. I love it. I love it. I know everyone else is connecting with you, really love it too, as well. My question to you is, before we even get into the topic at hand, what made you really go on this path as being things that you are? Did it start out that way, or was it something that inspired you to be this way?
Well, actually, my career path was something that happened organically. I went to North Carolina Central University and studied exercise science for physical therapy. So that was my goal, to be a physical therapist. I had an opportunity to participate, being a physical therapist assistant. Um, Wanted a little bit more from where I was at that moment, and then moved back down to North Carolina and started working in recreation and personal training. And like I said, just throughout the years, um, one of the things about me is that I am a lifelong learner. So I'm always very curious about things and wanting to know. And as my curiosity continued in the wellness world, my career path followed, like I mentioned, from personal training to group training to uh, coaching, to running um, sporting and fitness events, to life coaching, and then to health coaching as well. So it's been a very organic process. I didn't know what my path exactly was. Like I mentioned, I thought I was going to be a physical therapist, um, but life showed me a different path. God had a different path for me. Um, and I'm a believer, so wherever God takes me is where I go.
I love it. I feel that, the smile on your face just really just connects with us in a deeper way. It just makes us, understand that you really love doing what you're doing, and I feel that, there's a connection there, us loving what we do, you know what I mean? And no one had to force you to do it, to twist your arm and make that happen, right?
Hmm, hmm.
That's amazing. I love that. God, I think a lot of us need to really get back to that, to really understand how we can connect with what we love to do. Sometimes when you're getting the money, right? And things that we don't like to do, we hate to doing, number one.
Yes,
We hate
yeah,
doing it, but we doing it for the money, right? But then it's
absolutely.
meet that need, but we're done on the inside, and I feel that you know how to juggle that. So my question is it strategy that, does it take forever for us to do this? Do we have to wait till we're 60 to find this out? Or can we just lean into it today, like really into things that we love to do, add it with, all of that together? Like, sometimes we're confused with it. What do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's funny that you say that when you talk about working a job just so that you can make the money to pay for your bills and support your family. When I moved back to North Carolina, because I'm originally from New Jersey, um, when I moved back to North Carolina, I actually worked for a company called I think they're still around, maybe ZC Sterling, where I obtained property parcel numbers, which
Wow.
is something I had no clue about. A parcel number is a parcel is a property or land. And I was collecting those numbers for companies like Wells Fargo and all the different banks that were doing the mortgages or the property taxes on these properties. Um, and that was something that I did not know anything about, but I did it for 4 years because I had recently had my first daughter. Um, and so I went to work every day doing a job that I did not go to school for. I had no prior knowledge about, but it was paying me pretty good. It was paying the bills, and that's where I hung out at. And so when you talk about doing things in that way, one of the things I did during that time was I had a goal to get into a career that matched me. Okay. Um, coming from a track and field background, I was into sports and recreation, and so that was my goal. So I continued to apply for recreation jobs, um, and I was just persistent with what I wanted. So I took those actions to try to get there, and eventually I got a job in recreation as a recreation supervisor, and did that for about 5 years. And that was a great time in my career because it was just that career path change that I needed. And then during that time is when my entrepreneurial spirit really started to kick in. And then that's when I started to think and dream about my own business and what that looked like. And so even though I was enjoying my recreation position, I also used the money I was making there to help fund my dream. Right. So I was putting a little bit of money to the side so I could pay for my little domain and my websites and everything. And just over time, just being persistent and determined. Um, I'm very goal driven. I ran track and field, and that was one of the things that I think set me apart was that I really had a goal, and I knew how to kind of compartmentalize things so that I could really focus in on that. So that's what I did during that time, is kind of just put some money away to help fund my dream. And so I suggest to anybody who is doing a job that maybe they don't like or they don't enjoy, is to don't forget about that dream. You could still do those things, even if it's on a part-time basis, or if you take the money like I did and kind of put it to the side to help fund that dream later on. So it could definitely, anything is possible.
Oh yeah, this is getting good. Oh my goodness, you said a few things, so we gonna hold you to it. You talked about dream, okay, and you talked about going with what you love to do, and you said it's a couple of steps in there, but we're gonna get into it. But we want to go ahead and say hello to a few of our audience members real quick because I know they want to be acknowledged real quick. So we have our amazing King Jahan. He came onto the stage. He said, "Hey, let's go." He ready. Oh yeah. And then also we got our another king. He came in the room, King Eric Harrison. I saw you, King Eric Harrison. You there? I'm so excited that you came into the room today.
What's
We
going
say
on, brother?
greetings to you. Oh yeah. So they're ready. This conversation is real. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Queen Lekeisha and King Mike. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So this is the thing, about this. And this is the reason why I said this conversation was needed. Because a lot of times we forget about what you just said. The fact that we have dreams. There's something that was there that's really saying that I need to do something with this because I feel that this is going to grow into something. I don't know everything, but it's going to grow into something. It's making me excited. So I just feel that, my God is really going to connect me to this because this is just not floating just anywhere. I feel like it's going to go somewhere, right? And you said that you're a Christian. You said that, you're a man of God, right? So, where the source is, right? So I feel that, just in this conversation, just really understanding that, our dreams can take us somewhere. You need to get more information, right? And I feel that you got more information to understand what these dreams meant. And you began to turn this path as being, the amazing, amazing track star that you are, the amazing coach that you are, the amazing fitness person that you are. It was a path there. Something happened in your mind. I feel that you pushing forward into that was really great for you, right? But sometimes our limited beliefs with our family members or people around our past can really try to dodge us, right? So we can go into that. So just let us know, really, just as far as these dreams and everything that's going on with you, just really persevere within you to make you go ahead and get your business going, being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. One of the reasons why I wanted to come on today and have this conversation with you, because a lot of, when you talk about money, when you talk about dreams, when you talk about a lot of different things, 99% of it comes down to mindset, right? Having the right mindset to accomplish specific goals. Some people are born with drive. Some people develop it. I'm not. I think I'm a little bit of both. I remember growing up in Jersey. I think I was in maybe sixth grade, and I told my cousin at the time that I was going to be a millionaire, and that I was going to do great things. And I also told him that because we were talking about living in New Jersey at the time, and New Jersey was a great place for me to grow up. All my family is still there, but it wasn't always the greatest place um, to me as a young Black man growing up in the inner city. I always knew that there was more to the world than just my surroundings at the time, even though I had never been out of the state, let alone, anywhere, other than that. And so I knew there was more. So I was just very driven. And so when it came to track and field, while my friends were, going to proms and, some were, drinking and smoking and doing different things, I was in the bed 9 o'clock, sleeping, getting up at 5 o'clock, doing road work, putting in miles, because I knew if I put in that hard work, I'll be able to accomplish my dreams. And my dream at that time was to get a track and field scholarship, which I was able to accomplish. So I've always had that kind of drive. And then I think when it comes to mindset, that was something that I definitely learned over time. Some of the things that I learned about mindset through trainings and seminars and different things taught me some new things, but also reinforced some of the things that I didn't even know I was doing that had that kind of positive mind shift for me to accomplish those goals.
Yeah, I love that you're saying that, you knew what to lean into. And I feel that, I feel that it doesn't matter where we are. You just knew where to turn to, what was going to be good for you, So, and that's the difference too, with the mindset, what is good for me. And if this feels good, I feel I want to lean towards it. But if it don't feel good, I don't think I need to go into it, because that's a lot as far as energy as well too, as far as that, to protect it, you know what I mean? And I feel that just with your work and understanding how to protect your mental, how to protect that piece of us, and how to understand really how nourishing it is important, because our surroundings, it does matter. But the thing is, it matters if we take it in and own it. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm not smart. I can't. You know what I'm saying? And those I can'ts come in. But I feel that you were able to maintain the I can.
Yeah.
And you were able to do that. So let's talk about that, maintaining the I can, because you were able to protect yourself and your mental when it comes to that.
Absolutely. And like I mentioned, I love Jersey, but the city that I was in was a very negative city. So when you talk about the negative noise, it was a lot of that around, which could have truly influenced and impacted me. And at one time it did. I was, a young knucklehead, running in the streets with folks I probably should not have been running around with or befriending. Um, but everything is trial and error, in life. And so one of the things that I truly believe um, separated me or kind of kept me uh, focused was my mother always instilled in me to be a leader and not a follower. She said that to me so many times, I can't even count. Um, I think part of it was partially because she was a single mother raising a young black man, and knew the influences of the city we lived in and the people around us. Um, and so she was, always repeated that line to me, just, being a leader, not a follower, and helping me to understand that. And so then when it came to me accomplishing certain goals or doing certain things that I wanted to do, um, I was very headstrong and stubborn in my thinking and not allowing others to impact that. Um, and so when I would hear things like where they talk about other kids being influenced or, kind of being bullied into certain things, I didn't quite understand that because of my mother's continuous influence on being a leader, not a follower, and me having that strong, driven process for myself. Um, and so that's not always the case for everyone. Um, and so that's where sometimes people will kind of get off that path or not truly know which way to go. And even though I had um, that kind of mindset, I always took my goals one at a time because life will throw you lots of different curveballs. So you may have a plan to do one thing, and then life comes, and you have to, be able to adjust to maybe, be flexible with that goal that you have.
That is so true. I love how you said that because, it's important for us to be able to understand, the steps to it. It don't have to be overnight. But it can take, it's the journey, we can go into it. So you knew what you can take at that moment. It's so funny, but this is a back and forth conversation, family, just to let y'all know. So, I grew up in the inner city of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up on the east side, east side, what up though? And, so one thing about Detroit, everyone is like, entrepreneur at heart. Everyone is like, in a sense, got the hustler spirit. It's like, hey, you know what? If you need it, we can create it. If you don't got it, we can make it happen. We can grow. We can always, we're always that type of person. So we can make something happen out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know how to cook. Let's go. We can make it happen. You don't know how to cook. I'm going to send some food over to you. I'm going to show you how you can make this for yourself. It's like always that sharing, right? So I get what you're saying, but it's all about that mental and protecting yourself because the environment was not always the safest, in the sense of, the outside voices. So you had to protect your mental. So I love the fact that you took your dreams, took the things that was in your heart one day at a time, just knew that you was going to happen, for you. I feel like, just you didn't share it with everybody because that's the huge thing too. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect that. Like, let's say, how we write our vision, make it plain. You know what I'm saying? We know what we want to do, but I can't just share with everybody, my cousin and them or or my family members, that love me, mean me well. Yeah. I know they appreciate it, but they are pretty much, those are like dream stealers too.
Yes.
They away. They're like, you better stop playing, girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
People like, oh man, I thought I was winning.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because I used to tell my cousin, the world is mine, and they'd be like, "What? Oh, you crazy? Like, you bugging?" But I really felt that way, and even though they were like, whatever, And they weren't doing it like in a trying to, intentionally tear me down or nothing like that. But again, our surroundings, our upbringing, and sometimes when people say things that don't seem achievable to them, they may be like, "Oh no, that's not going to happen," but it's achievable to you. And just because they think that way, don't mean you need to think that way. So and I've always been a very confident individual. So I know that played a big part in that as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that does play a big part. It's like you just can't. Everybody is not your friend at that moment, and sometimes they mean well, but their words hurt because they're so close. They know you. You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing. Family. When people know you, I can't tell y'all. Because family members and people connected to you can cut deeper than anybody else because they know you. You know what I'm saying? Our amazing Queen Bella. Oh my gosh, she's here. She said, "Absolutely agree, sir." Oh yeah, and she's from Baltimore. Okay, so I'm telling you, she ain't playing. I tell you, she said that's right, Queen Lekeisha. I'm just telling you, I love our family, but everybody not. Some people don't have the right words to say, and we just have to put that in place. I love them from afar. You can't tell them anything, because it's really just not going to be well with you because they're not going to understand really how to even connect with you on the level that you're at. So sometimes you're going to be by yourself a little bit. So there were some lonely times you were by yourself, for a little bit, just strategizing and creating in your spirit and, and building your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And when I talk to my clients about goals, and in this case, we're talking about money, right? When people say, I want to be a millionaire, some people can see that and be like, yes, that's very possible. But some people just can't fathom having $1 million. That's just not something that they've ever really thought about or thought was possible. And so when it's brought up, it's automatically viewed as a goal that's too great for them. $1 million would be great for everybody, but everybody sees it as such a grand goal. Like it's too far ahead, it's too big to accomplish. It's going to take a whole lot of work to do. And yes, all of that is true, but at the same token, it's also very, very possible, especially now with the way society is, and there's so much opportunity and resources. Now more than ever is probably one of the greatest times in America that we have an opportunity to, have that wealth gap close, right? Especially for our Black Americans, we always looking at the wealth gap, and we were behind the 8 ball because of slavery and segregation and everything else from our past, but now with the internet, with social media, all that's taking place, just as much access that the other folks had, we now have. And so it's up to us to take that responsibility to go out and research and find what we need. And that also takes mindset as well, right? Because one of my favorite things is, as an entrepreneur, every business I started, I just started and then I figured it out, right? Because at one time I had a situation where I was kind of paralyzed, right? I had like this great goal of starting this recreation program in the community and working with the police department and all this stuff. Had it all written down, looking nice business plan. But I sat on it for 2 years because I kept telling myself, okay, when the time is right, right?
Oh, yeah.
But when is the time truly right, right?
Right.
And after that 2 years, when I found out I was really I wasn't waiting for the right time. I was just procrastinating because I was nervous. I was scared. I just said, you know what? Let me just start and see what happens, right? And it ended up being a very successful nonprofit. We served hundreds and hundreds of kids here in the Durham communities. Even to this day, I see some of the kids that were in our basketball program now playing in the NBA. And it's amazing to see kids that we were coaching and training at 6, 7, 8 years old now accomplishing their goals and dreams of being NBA players, right? Um, and so that was one of my things that I always stress with people now is don't worry about timing and what's right and having business plan, all that. Sometimes you just got to just go with it and figure it out as you go. And so I can't remember the name of the book, but I was reading a book and the gentleman of the book, I believe it may have been Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. But in the book, he says he had a plan. It's called Ready, Shoot, Aim, right? And basically what it is ready, shoot, and then aim, which is basically like go ahead and get started. And then once you get started, then kind of figure out some of those things, right? Because we're never not going to know everything that's going to take place, right? We're not going to know everything and have all the answers before we get started. Sometimes we have to go through the process to figure out what those answers are, right? And so when I work with clients, we jump into that a lot.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing right there. Okay, look, Stephanie was like, oh, yes. Yes, she's relating. I'm telling you, just get out there. What did Steve Harvey say? You know, you better get out there and jump. You scary when you jump. It's like, wait a minute, jump where? No. Because see, my mental before used to be like, oh no, you done lost your mind. I'm not jumping. I don't know where's the safety net? Where is my protection? Where is my comfort? Because back in the day, I used to have comfort, you know, doing, you know, things that I used to do. I have a strategy. I used to have a plan. Everything was put in place. It was safety there. No, you need to jump out there and do that. You need to trust and believe that everything is going to happen. You know, believe in your dreams. Believe in your success. You know what I mean? I believe that belief need to be there, right? And I believe all of us really had to be in that position to understand that just why you had that amazing nonprofit, you know what I'm saying? And because you went ahead and made it happen, you know, that's a mindset too. You know, a lot of times we can be, you know, held back when we, you know, are trying to put other people in our mastermind process that don't need to be in our mastermind process. They're like, what are you talking about? No, you need to go ahead and do this 9 to 5. You need to do there, be here, you know, get a good job, get an education. Remember how you used to say, and you were retired. That was a long time ago. Last time I checked, that was pretty much when my parents, you know, when they were lived, yes, they were able to retire and a pension and all those things. That's null and void right now. Now it's a 401k. You know, everything's been converted over. You know what I'm talking about, right? And it's like, you know, things are different. It's a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong. Having that is a great opportunity. If you want to do that for a lifetime, I think that's great. But if there's something in you that really wants you to actually do something else, if you're not doing what you love to do, there is strategy for you to do that. And I feel that you're making us a believer at that. You know what I'm saying? That we can actually build it. Because, you know, I'll be honest with you, you look like me. You know, I'll be honest with you. Can we keep it real? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, just keep it real. You look like me. You are very successful at what you're doing. And you're, you know, actually doing your dreams. And I feel that there's something there. You know, you're saying the mindset. What is the strategy that we need to do? Do we need to have everything all together or we just need to start? You said just start. Why should I start?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes not sometimes, it's always scary when you go into something that's unknown, right? When it's unknown, it's like you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know if it's going to be successful or not. But the thing about it is that John C. Maxwell is another gentleman that I listen to. Um, and one of the things I think he said was, um, oh my goodness, it was a great, great quote. He said, regrets weighs tons. And sometimes when you have those regrets, it will weigh on you. So if you've never just attempted or tried, right? They said you got to be in it to win it. You got to be in the game to win it, right? Sometimes I hear people talk about, oh, when I win the lottery, I'm going to do this. It's like, oh, you play the lottery? No, I don't play. But when I win, how's that possible? How can you win the lottery? You're not even in the lottery, right? And so sometimes you just have to get in it and make that attempt, right?
Yes.
You don't make any shots that you don't attempt. And so sometimes you got to attempt those shots, right? Sometimes they'll be successful, sometimes they won't. But if you get to the end of your life and you look at all the regrets of you not taking those opportunities, you know, it can be very detrimental to your mental health. You know, and like I mentioned, now with so much access to resources available, now is probably the best time. And it doesn't have to be jumping all the way in, right? Have a full-time job and work on your dream on the side, right? You're 9 to 5, and then from 6 to 10, that's your dream time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Time and just, you know, put your energy into it, put your thoughts down, different things like that. You know, no matter how big or small, right? Just start somewhere. Just start where you are and then grow from there, you know? Sometimes you may have an idea, but you're not really sure which direction to go. Again, that's when you start to utilize resources. Um, I call my car university, right? Because every morning when I'm driving to wherever I'm going, I'm listening to an audio book. I'm listening to a podcast on things that are interesting to me, things that I feel like are going to either improve me as a professional, that's going to provide me with information that I could share with others. So I take that time, my commute time, to listen to that information. I try to connect and engage with other individuals that are in the field that I'm interested in, right? Um, a lot of times it's not about what you know, but who you know,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And once you meet the right person, sometimes it could be a complete game changer, change your life when you meet the right people and have the right resources. Um, and it doesn't always look like our plans, right? I'm a writer by nature, so I'm always, every night I'm writing my little to-do list. I'm writing in my journals and everything. And so I'll write down plans on how I think things are gonna go. And there's been so many times where I'll go back, because I like to go back and look at some of my old writings and see certain things I accomplished. And I'll look and I'll see the plan I had for this goal, and I accomplished it, but it went nothing like what I had planned, right? I didn't go to Los Angeles. I didn't do this. I didn't do that, but I met this person, or I found this resource, and it led me to that goal anyway. So it may not look like what we actually plan out, but as long as we keep that goal in mind and we're working towards it every day, whether it's an 8 hour, time frame to work towards that goal, or 8 minutes, no matter how big or small, if you're working towards that goal, you have a higher probability of achieving it.
Yeah, this is good. This is real good. I'm telling you, I love that writing that you said to do. Like, right, if you want to do something, just write it down. You got to go back to it and then begin to continue to move forward into it. And I feel there's something great that you just said. I personally do that too. I definitely began to write out things that I want, right? And I began to say, okay, so I want to go maybe to this city at this time. Okay, so what time I want to go to? I put the time there. I put, the date there, and I put the time frame that I want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just having everything put in place and landscape it. And I'm saying this is already going to happen. And I begin to visualize it. I began to visualize myself being there. I began to say, hey, I know for a fact when I go there, I'm going to breathe this air and this is going to be great. And I'm going to eat this food and I'm going to meet these type of people here. I just began to talk as if it already is happening, and believe it or not, it happens, and just being able to do that, just really being able to put it on paper and actually begin to have a target, have a
Hey everyone, this is Jay Mullane, also known as Wise, technical producer for Confused to Focus, Talks with Lekeisha, and she'll be right back in a moment. So, those in the chat, make sure you throw a fire emoji in the chat to let you know that this conversation is resonating with you and this amazing opportunity dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. So, with that said, we're going back to the show.
Oh my goodness, technical difficulties. They don't stop nothing. Will we be great today? It's all good. Wow, that's because this conversation is fire. This conversation is fired. So we were talking about visualization, right? We were talking about how we connect with each other. Like, just it's something powerful in that. Most people don't realize how powerful that is. Honestly, I can't share that with everybody, but I have to begin to nurture that and really to begin to know that that is already going to happen. That manifests always. It always would.
Yes, absolutely. And a big part of writing down the goals. It's easy. Well, I won't say it's easy, but sometimes it's easy for folks to say, "Oh, just believe it's going to happen," right? But it's one thing to say it; it's another thing to actually do it, right? And so that's why mindset comes into it so much, right? Trying to avoid that negative self-talk, right? Because we'll negative self-talk ourselves to death because that allows us to stay in our comfort zone, right? We'll say, "Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to this networking event. It's too many people there. COVID's back. I don't want to do all that." You come up with all these excuses on why you shouldn't do it. When deep down, you need to go there. You need to network. You need to be in front of people. You need to, engage with others. But we have that negative self-talk, right? And that's because the negative self-talk is going to keep us in that comfortable position, right? And we all like to be comfortable, but growth is uncomfortable, right? And so as you're growing into whatever that goal is, or you're growing into whatever you choose to do or become, it's going to be some uncomfortable times, right? Whether it's uncomfortable times with the people around you, your family, your friends, your significant other. There's going to be some uncomfortable times. And once you could kind of learn or understand that those times are going to happen regardless, and now it's up to me how to navigate through that, okay? That's also a game changer as well. And that's why I believe in coaching so much, right? Because when I work with clients, people think like when I work with clients, I'm telling them what to do, right? some people are like, okay, Mike, so tell me what to do. That's not how coaching works. I don't tell anybody what to do. We have collaborative conversations, and I collaboratively with the other person navigate them through those things. Coaching, right? I tell people, just like a basketball coach, a football coach, I'm just helping you to execute the plays. Okay, this is this this is the play. This is what we're trying to go to. Okay, let's put some game plans, some strategies together so that we can get through to accomplish that goal collaboratively. Not me telling you, but you going through it yourself.
Ooh, that's something there. That's something there, Coach Mike. Listen. Oh, yes, we got Queen Val, the global voice. She says, great conversation, Coach Mike Patterson. Listen.
Thank you.
Come on now. Exactly. Queen
Yes.
Robin. Yes,
Queen
exactly.
Robin.
Wow. That's so amazing, right? You know, it's important for us to really begin to flow in that way. You know, you can achieve this. You can do this. You gotta talk to yourself. Sometimes you might be the only person, like you said, in the car. You better motivate and cheer yourself on. You be your own cheerleader for a while, because you might be the only cheerleader for a minute. I mean, I'm being real with you, because everybody else may not be in it with you. They just may not see it, you know. And mind you, you have people that, mind you, they may not see it, but then yes, you have people that don't like you, really, actually. They really do not want you to move forward. Okay, let's keep it real. We're gonna call it spade.
Yes,
We
yes,
city people.
absolutely.
We from the city, right? So we just we know how it is, and it just no matter where you are. It's negative Nancy's, negative Stewarts are out there. They want to. They don't want you to rise above. Most people, it can be jealousy. It can be, you know, just envious. It can be just hardships based off of them not exceeding their goals.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. It is not your business. You know, it is your business to mind your mental and to understand who you need to do for you. That landscape that you write down for yourself is great. That manuscript that you wrote down that you wanted to be, that playwright, you know, that author, that speaker is for you. That was for a reason. It's not to be shared with everyone, honestly. And, you know, it needs to be nurtured. It needs to protect it, because some people want to kill your crops. It's just what it is. They just want to kill your crops with the words that they say, or maybe, you know, the energy that they are giving out to you. It just may not be there for them to be able to support you in that. But it's so important for you to understand that your mental is your mental, and you need to be able to soar, right? Soar your mental.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My grandmother was my best friend. She was the bomb, Miss Helen Patterson. And she told me growing up, I'll give you the PG version, but she basically told me that, you know, if I don't think I'm the stuff, then nobody else is going to think you're the stuff, right? Which played into me having that self-confidence in myself, right? And so individuals have to have that kind of thinking to themselves, right? I can do this. This is possible, right? Yes, I'm coming from a family who was poor, on welfare, Section 8, da 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 da. But just because you come from that environment does not mean that you cannot be successful, wealthy, and have all that you ever dreamed of, right? Because it's not like they say it's not where you start, but it's where you end, right? And so you may come from that, but through determination, through mindset, you can overcome it and achieve those goals. And so again, like I said, a lot of it is mindset and believing. And then when you talk about strategies, you know, like I mentioned, I'm a big writer. And so one of the things that I work with my clients on, we work on SWOT analysis, right? So SWOT analysis is S is your strengths, W is your weaknesses, O is opportunities, and T is threats, right? And so work on those types of things. I also like to do brain dumps where I write a goal like, okay, I want to be a millionaire. Under that line, now I'm going to write as many things as I can that I think that I could do to accomplish that goal. Whether it's getting a second job, starting a business, investing, just kind of going through the whole thing, and you'll kind of start to figure out, when you talk about people who are trying to figure out like, well, what am I passionate about? What can I do? Sometimes just kind of doing those brain dumps will help to kind of help you figure that out. So those are two big things that I work with my clients on when it comes to mindset and strategy on not just becoming wealthy, but just in general with achieving specific goals.
This is so true. It is so real. A lot of times, a lot of the patterns that we have that we don't realize that we're really affecting us because, of our past patterns of our family, the scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
That's all they knew, It's just what it is. Let's keep it real. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge it, that's what it is. And then we have to begin to combat that with something else. So, because it ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you this. Sometimes people think, oh yeah, no, I'm just going to go. It's going to live. No, it's going to stay there until you change it to something else. You have to convert it into something. Mm-hmm. One thing I would say that a lot of times that we have this negative pattern, that's rolling into our hearts because we don't think that we are good enough. We think that if I don't continue doing the things in this way, I am going to die. I'm going to leave here. That things are not going to operate if I don't effectively do it this way. No, that may be one way to do it, but that's not the only way. And if you're still here, if you're listening to this amazing podcast episode, I promise you heard this for a reason. So that means you are worth it. You can do this. You're good enough. You can actually do your dreams. You can do your goals. We're here to tell you that. So you have to adopt new words of thinking. I am good enough. A lot of times we need to say that every day. I am good enough. I'm worthy. You're worth this. You can do anything. You got to say that to yourself every morning and every morning. Really, at least for the next 30 days. You need to make this happen because you need to really change the way you're doing things. Because before you were saying, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I cannot achieve this. I don't have enough education. You got some type of excuse. Come on board. It's like, we'll put the covers over your head. I'm tired. I can't.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny when you talk about like growing up a certain way. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier with society now, with social media and everything and all this access we had when we were growing up, we come from the rotary phones. We ain't had no internet, no, what I'm saying? Pay phones and what I'm saying? Like we ain't had none of this, right? And so our parents, the people that brought us up, they only knew what they knew, right? And at the time, they didn't have the access that we have now. And so they were only given but so much, especially when we're talking about Black folks, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're only given but so much. So we only knew what we knew. When I was growing up, what I knew about money was you get it, you pay your bills, maybe put some in some savings for a rainy day, and you keep it pushing, right? Yeah. I remember when I worked at the Olive Garden in high school. I'm 16, 17 years old, making thousands of dollars at Olive Garden and just running right through it. Just as fast as I was getting it out, it was going right back out the other end, whether it was food or going out with my friends or, Jordans, clothes, whatever the case may be, because that's what I thought. Hey, if I have the money, I'm gonna spend it, right? And looking back, like I wish I would have known more about investing or things of that nature, but that wasn't the environment that I grew up in. So I was not privy to what investing was and and stocks and bonds to a certain extent, right? And so I did what I knew, just like our parents taught us what they knew. But now, like I mentioned, with all this access and with all these resources that are available, again, it falls back on the individual. And I can't stress this enough, but sometimes we have to, not sometimes, all the time, we have to take responsibility for ourselves. No one's going to do anything for us but ourselves, right? That's why, like, when I talk about self-care and everything, all that is for your individual self. No one else can, make you happy or do things for you. They can add to that, but it's up to you as an individual to take responsibility to make that happen. And so, as much as things may be scary or unknown, we now have the access and the resources to at least start to look into things, right? Read up on some things, find a person that we admire, and how they did it, whether, it's reading a book on Oprah or whatever the case may be. And I guarantee you, all these books are going to talk about mindset, having that mindset. And I love how you talk about, every day, saying I am worthy, I am, successful, or I am grateful, whatever the case may be. I have a whole list of I ams on my mirror that I read every day, right? I call it, hyping myself up, right? Sometimes you got to be your own cheerleader, just hype yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you the bomb. Let's get this today. Let's go, right? You got this, right? And you'll be surprised. Like, sometimes you'll go into situations, because there's times where I've walked into rooms where I've been a little nervous, but I knew what I wanted to do. And I said, what's the worst that can happen, right? The worst that can happen is I continue to live the way I've been living, right?
Yeah.
Or I take this chance and maybe my life changes completely, right? And so when you start to weigh the options, it's not a life or death thing, right? If someone says, no, I don't want to work with you, or no, this doesn't sound interesting, or whatever the case may be, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. You take that no, you brush yourself off, hype yourself back up, and get to the next one, right?
I love it.
And it takes time. Initially it's going to be scary, right? Initially, you're not going to know exactly how to do things, but as you continue to be persistent, make those attempts, you get better. You get better at talking to people. You get better at presenting to people. You get better at doing whatever your passion is, right? But you have to do it to become better and to have the opportunity.
Ooh, I love it. I'm loving it. So you said a couple of things. I'm telling y'all, if y'all didn't catch it. First of all, you said, keep doing it. Talk to yourself, positive words. Make sure you read on it. YouTube University. You said, look, pick up Oprah's Daily. Pick up somebody that inspires you and continue on listening to it. Say your affirmations in the morning and continue to talk to yourself. You say you better go ahead and do it. Make sure it happens. You are amazing. You're bomb.com. You can go ahead and make it. You know what I'm saying? Hype yourself up.
Yes,
okay, right? Come on, that. And then, connect yourself with the right people around you that's going to hoot you on to tell you you do anything, right? It's like, wow, change your environment, the people around you, I'm telling you. And if somebody tells you, no, it's okay. No, it's okay that you said no, but I'm going to tell you that I can. This is just not the time for you. Change your perspective to something different. Okay, yes. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Is that what you're saying, Coach Mike?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. What God has for you, no one can take away. So you may get a whole bunch of no's, but that yes that comes is right on time. I promise you it will be.
Right on time. Ooh, yes. Stephanie said great advice. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Listen, Everybody is really cheering you on. You know, of course, you already know I had, conversations that I want to have with you with these questions, but I don't think we ever gonna get to them because we got we flowing. We
Yeah,
flowing.
yeah.
Woo! Oh my gosh. You know what? I will say this with everything that needs to be done. If you do want to achieve success, if you do want to achieve something different than what you already have, you know, Coach Mike, you were just saying certain things that you can do. Please go ahead and start. It came up for a reason, in your mindset for a reason. You are meant to do it. Hype yourself up and say you are equipped to make it happen. Go ahead and soar. If you want to make that $1 million, you can do it. Put yourself around people that can show you that you can do it. If you need more information, you can get more information. You can get a coach. You can get somebody that's going to tell you how you can do it. Get around the right people. Get around millionaires. Go ahead to events. Go ahead and connect with them because they're going to be able to tell you, yeah, of course you can. They're going to tell you, oh, I don't think you can. No, you're not going to hear that. You're going to hear something different, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you don't know any millionaires, because initially I didn't know any millionaires, but I knew Myron Golden on YouTube. He's a millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
Right? John C. Maxwell, T. Harv Eker, Napoleon Hill, all these folks, you don't necessarily have to have a true like one-on-one relationship to call someone a mentor, right? Someone can be a mentor just by the information they provide and you following that information and listening to that information, that individual, right? They could be a mentor. I've never met Myron Golden, but he's my mentor, right?
Man, too.
I listen to his strategies. I listen to his work, and I've applied some of that stuff to my own career and the things that I do, right? And then as I continue through my career, I've had the opportunity to actually meet millionaires and befriend millionaires. So now I do have millionaire friends, but up until then, hey, they were my millionaire friends off of YouTube or from the book I read or whatever the case may be. So it's not always because, sometimes people like, where am I find a millionaire friend at? And, I stay in, Timbuktu. We only got a Kroger and a Kmart and 2 stop signs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're in that type of environment and maybe you don't have, that type of city and atmosphere environment, hey, you could still connect with them online and, through social medias and different things.
Oh, yeah. And that's something there. I want people to you catch that, what you just said. You can definitely have these amazing influencers as your mentors, definitely in their books. You can buy these books. These books are from it could be $3 to $20 books. And literally you can read them and they're so full with nuggets and information for you to be able to, eat up for yourself and actually strategize. They have YouTube. They have all different videos for you. Those are out there. And the whole point I'm saying is for a reason, because we're talking about mindset. We're talking about a mindset shift. You want to shift your mindset. So you want to shift it around the people, that you need to, because they think a different way. Come on now. They're not thinking poverty. They're like, what are you talking about? You can do anything. I'm telling you, the words that coming out of their mouth is different. And with that, as you continue to connect yourself with those people and begin to talk like them, you'll begin to attract opportunities. You begin to understand that those dreams that are coming in your mind are going to keep coming even more, and you're going to have a strategy. And you're going to be attracted to those type of people. I'm telling you, and this is going to create a safe haven for you to begin to continue to attract and have great opportunities for success. Ain't no poverty here, no scarcity here. Absolutely. In that mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, I just recommend people just, get into it. Just get into it any way that is comfortable for you initially. whether it's picking up a book and reading, or listening to a podcast or an audio book, or just, writing down a few things every night and just kind of, seeing where it leads you. But just get started somehow, some way, because dreams are achievable. And once you get started and that process starts to happen right in front of your eyes, um, you'll be so glad that you actually took that chance to believe in yourself and to follow your dreams. And then, it's nothing but smiles from there.
Oh yeah, you be smiling like us.
Yes. Yes.
We having a good time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And life is gonna feel freer. It's gonna feel abundant for you. You're gonna start changing your words. You're gonna start your own affirmations, your own gratitude journal. You're gonna be starting to create. It's like, wow, I really can do this. I'm gonna go ahead and create this. I'm gonna create this ebook. I'm gonna create all these different things. You're gonna start talking like the ones that you are influenced by.
Absolutely.
You're gonna become it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And words are powerful.
Oh
Words
yeah.
are powerful. What you speak to yourself, what you speak to others, and even your thoughts. Those thoughts are it as well. So don't say, "Oh yeah, I'm great," and then think in your head, "I'm all right." It don't go that way. They both gotta be saying the same thing. If you
It don't
speaking
make
I'm
no
great, you
sense.
gotta think I'm great too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So you telling me I need an accountability person, because I feel like you need somebody that's going to tell you, like, oh, you can do that, girl. You know you can do that. Oh yeah, guy, you know you can do that. You can make that happen. Just have somebody to support you in it, to make sure that you can achieve the goals that you set in place, right? So you know how we set the goals in place. Hey, how are you doing in those goals? I know you wanted to achieve such and such by this date. How's it going?
Mm-hmm.
Need some
Absolutely.
safe place, a safe person to tell me that, not somebody else. I want somebody that's safe in my inner core that's going to say, hey, I can achieve anything. I can really, not somebody that's being negative, somebody that's being positive. There's a difference, family. So, definitely discern, the people around you, connect the people around you to make sure that they're out here for you to win it, because you can win it.
Absolutely. And having great people around you is, having a community, having that support is fantastic. But for those who don't maybe have that, you could be that person to yourself. It just takes a little bit more effort and time. But one of the things I suggest is make a to-do list of the things you need to get done, right? I need to wash the dishes. I need to wash clothes. I need to send this email, right? And as you do them, check them off, right? Even if you do something and it wasn't on your list, add it to your list and then check it off, right? Because seeing that visually is going to increase your confidence as well. Like, oh, I am achieving some of these goals. It may only be the goal of washing the dishes and doing the laundry today, but I did that, right? And that kind of can get you going as well and help you for that accountability piece, right? Because then you'll be more likely to stay focused on those goals because you've gotten used to checking off what you do on that goal or that checklist that you have, that to-do list.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you. And as you go through this process, I feel that you have amazing tools under your belt in order for it to make it happen. Honestly, I feel that this process of starting to change the mindset will become achievable as you begin to connect yourself with that, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. This is amazing, Coach Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is amazing. You already know this is not over. You're going to have to come back again, because this conversation, on money mindset, this is part one. We're going to need to do part two for sure.
Okay. I got you.
This is great. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Listen, this is great. You got to let us know how we can connect back with you, because I know everyone here, they want to know how they can support you in everything that you are and what you are doing out here in the world. Please let us know how to connect with you, and also your website as well.
Absolutely. They could connect on me on Instagram at Life Coach Mike P. Um, or they can visit my website, makinglifegood.org. We're in the process of updating it now. We just had a caregiver conference last week that was phenomenal. We had over 100 individuals there, caregivers and vendors. It was phenomenal, and the feedback was overwhelming as well. So those are the two best ways to reach out to me or to find out what we have going on. We're always constantly updating our website, sometimes on a weekly basis. Um, so anybody who wants to connect with me, they can use the contact us or contact me button on the website. I'll get information and make contact from there for anyone who wants to be in touch with me on a one-on-one basis, or they can hit me on Instagram at Life Coach Mike P and DM me there. Send me a message, and I'm always looking to empower and support our folks as best I can.
Oh, we love it. We love it. Thank you so much, Coach Mike. You had truly amazing. Definitely the Confused Focus Talks with Lekeisha family. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Wow. This has been such an amazing conversation. This is truly amazing. I'm looking for, like I said, the next time is going to be really even more epic than this one.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Awesome. Yes, family. We had the amazing Coach Mike with us, just talking about these conversations that we truly needed to have, family. Definitely, I feel that a lot of us have gotten, the information that we need to continue on to move forward into your dreams and to revive it and to definitely protect your mental state and understand that they came for a reason. Those goals came for a reason. Those dreams came for a reason that you need to achieve. Continue to soar. Continue to know that you can do it. I promise you, you can connect with us, family, and moving forward ahead when it comes to those dreams and goals that you need to reach as well. Because I am a coach and definitely I'm here for you and I want to make sure you win. So I'm so excited that we had this process moving forward ahead for sure, family. So I'm so excited for each and every one of you to connect with my website, LakeishaMosley.com. We're going to be able to connect with each other when it comes to every resource that you need in your goals and your dreams. And definitely my latest book, How to Get Unstuck, Confused to Focus. I definitely want you to grab your copy for sure on my website, family. And I want you to connect with us when it comes to any other resources that I have as well, too. Definitely in my amazing events, I definitely have moving forward when it comes to those processes that I have amazing courses that are going on as well, too. And definitely amazing events that are happening up this year and almost the last quarter. So I promise you it's going to be amazing for you. And also, you always have to understand, my merch is on fire. My Soul Rockstar t-shirts, family. You definitely want to grab your t-shirt, family. Go ahead and go on my website and order your copy, your t-shirt, and it's colored in pink and blue, family. All sizes are available for women. Definitely make sure you get your t-shirt and get someone for somebody else as well, too. Definitely, it's going to be great for yourself. And I appreciate each and every one of you, family. It's going to be an amazing, encouraging time for you in this last quarter. I promise you. Definitely, you're meant to achieve your dreams. You're meant to achieve the goals that you have in place, and you're meant to excel. I promise you, you're here for a reason. And I'm looking forward for us to connect with each other. Always know that it's good for you to always know that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. Always know that you can, and always know that you can win. So you already know how I end my show. And all you do, lead with confidence, understanding, and love always. Always achieve your goals and strength. Always know that you can win, family. And I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday, family, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye for now.